Hey, Simply Sugar here with the evening news rundown. This is going to be a lot, so I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible and try not to put too much of my own commentary in. So, Job Corps is ending. So it was officially going to end the 30th of June. Now it looks like it's going to end the 2nd. So what is it? It's a federal program offering free education and job training to low-income youth between 16 and 24. This greatly affects Black and Brown communities. But it's not exclusive to Black and Brown communities. This is directed to anyone of low income, anyone who has food insecurity, obviously home insecurity, job insecurity. This is meant to save people and give them a vocation that they can apply out there to the real world. Now, Trump stated that he wanted to take money away from Harvard so that he can give it to vocational programs, but yet they want to cut this one, and this is part of that big beautiful budget that they want to cut. And what's funny is that his own community of his voters is going to be affected just as much as everybody else, but you know, there's that. Let's talk about severe weather outbreaks. So now we have the Gulf of Mexico. There's a tornado heading towards several states that border, you know, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida. I'm sure I'm forgetting Mississippi. I'm sure I'm forgetting an additional state. Where's the federal government, right? They haven't been in Kentucky. They haven't been up Tornado Alley. They haven't been in North Carolina because there is no more federal dollars for natural disasters. States are on their own pretty much. And so my question to those people living in these red states, because they all are red states, are you happy with what you voted for? You voted against your own interests, trying to hurt other people, and ended up hurting yourself. So are you going to speak with your vote the next time? Are you going to speak, period? Or are you just going to continue on with political party affiliation just to say you're a GOPer? It's like it's a gang, I guess, right? Gang. In other political news, the Senate is set to move forward with new sanctions against Russia, including a 500% tariff on Russian oil, gas, and uranium. The legislation has strong bipartisan support, with at least 82 senators ready to vote in favor of this. Now, this is not because of we should be doing the right thing. This is all because Trump fell out of favor, or Putin fell out of favor with Trump, because Trump promised that this Ukrainian war would end within 24 hours of him being elected. And here we are, May 31st, and the war is still raging on. So Trump is trying to save face. Has nothing to do with helping Ukraine or anything that has to do with any empathy. It has to do with his ego. The U.S. announced a new visa ban policy targeting foreign officials who engage in censoring Americans on social media platforms. Meanwhile, we're getting censored here. Anyone with a liberal voice has been censored on this app. I've gotten 6,000 views, 1,000 views, 500 views, down to 250, 106. I keep posting because I want my voice to be heard. But, you know, it does get a little frustrating, I must admit. But most people are going to keep posting, especially poor Aaron Parnas. They're trying to arrest the poor fellow for just speaking the truth. And not surprising news, the DNA collection of migrant children. So the U.S. Customs Border and Protection, the CBP, has collected DNA samples from over 133 migrant children, some as young as 4 years old. These children are not criminals. These children are brought here, sent here by their parents. These are not criminals. This is normally reserved for people with criminal activity. Why are you collecting this evidence from these children? I'm a big believer that a lot of these children go missing because they're DNA harvesting, organ harvesting with this DNA evidence. I truly believe that. You can call me a conspiracy theorist or not. Children go missing, people go missing, and they're being sold. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't like this practice, especially against children. Children should be protected at all costs, and that should not be up for debate. Children should be protected at all costs. In not surprising news, yet again, Trump at first gave a sentence or two, which I'm sure he didn't write, saying that he was sorry for President Biden's cancer diagnosis. And yet, here he goes following up with, he doesn't feel any sympathy for him. That he feels that Biden was a vicious person, and some other rhetoric, and saying that this was purposely concealed during his presidency, and without any evidence, just making accusation after accusation after accusation, I think is despicable. Again, this is supposed to be the president of the United States, and he spends his time pardoning people who commit fraud, like the Chrisleys, sorry, not sorry, and attacking people who are ill. That's the president we have now. Let's talk about Elon Musk, and this is going to be my last comment. I love all the news reports about his drug use after he's no longer serving with the government. This type of thing should be addressed, like excess alcoholism. There has been evidence by his own admission that he uses ketamine. He has a drug issue. There's plenty of videos that show him spacing out. Did you watch the inauguration? Jeff Bezos, Laura Sanchez, and the like all seem to be on a little something here. Now, everyone in America, I don't care how rich you are, I don't care how poor you are, you know somebody who's a drug addict, and you know the signs and symptoms of that. It is very apparent. And to have people running our government and sensitive information is very scary. And it puts us at risk. These people are not in their right minds. And that's the news rundown. It's a long one. I'm Simply Sugar. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully on a regular schedule, so you don't have to have a 8-minute video. Thanks. Please like and follow if you can.